Hey, hello everyone. Good morning, good evening. Welcome to AC Cloud Trip. Today we are going to see about the Azure Data Factory ingest. So by using an Azure Data Factory, we are going to ingest the data. So today use cases. We have a one image file. We are going to move that image file from one storage into another storage. So let's get into it directly. So before moving to our ingest part, I just want to summarize so far what we have seen. So we have seen how to create a data factory, and we have seen how to set up a Git repository. And while setting up a Git repository itself, so you have enabled the continuous integration. Basically, it comes under a CI/CD part. So continuous deployment we will be cover little bit later. So as of now, we have done a continuous integration. And next thing is we have seen few other options in Data Factory like updates, switch data factory, show notification, settings, and diagnostic info. So today we are going to focus on ingest. Let me open a data factory. Always you can open a data factory by using adf.azure.com. By default, it will ask you the Active Directory subscription and you need to select the data factory. As of now, I do have one data factory. So if you have a number of data factory, it will be showing this drop down. You can click continue. Let's say what's the update today. By July 13, 2023, they have introduced documentation search. They have enabled the documentation search in a ADF search toolbar. Let's see. So as I said, if you want to see these features, you should like enable this feature. So it will be saying that. So basically, once you enabled this one, this browser, our browser will refresh once again. Okay, so basically they want to include all the preview features for us. Clicking apply. So once you enable, so if you want to see the preview experience, make sure your everything is saved. Or whatever you are doing, development is now committed. If not, it will go off. Okay, now what we'll do, we will get how to create data set. Got it. See, they have bring all the related documentation list here. So from here also you can deep dive from here. Wonderful. Okay. So as I said, we have integrated with the Git repository. So as of now, I have created a one feature branch. I hope you all know how to create a branch. You can click a new branch here, and you can name it whatever you need. So it's a best practice to have your name in your branch name, so that uh, in a real-time scenario, if n number of developers will be creating their own branches, so it's good to have some identification in the branch name. So based on which, this also is a very important. While you are creating a new branch, you need to specify based on which branch you are creating, either a master branch. You can able to create based on any branch. That's your wish. Once you created a branch, then whatever, so next step, so we will start create a pipeline. So as I said, today we are going to focus on this box ingest. Okay, and I'm clicking on ingest. So basically inside ingest there is a two type of task is there. One is built-in task, copy task, and another one is meta-driven copy task. Today we are going to cover the built-in copy task. So before going to a built-in copy task, there are few terminology we should be understanding before coming to a data factory. First one is IR. IR. resembles an integration runtime. So basically, integration runtime, if you want any compute power, then of course you need to create an integration runtime. By default, Azure Data Factory will create one integration runtime called Auto Resolve Integration Runtime. By default, it will be provided for any ad hoc workloads. But in a real-time scenario, you need to create an integration runtime for your according to your workloads because it provides you a compute power. I'll go for integration run. So I have currently I'm in Manage Hub. So in a Manage Hub, you can manage everything, including a link service, integration runtime, everything you can manage it. I'm clicking on integration runtime. So by default, this will be created whenever you are creating a data factory. So by using this data factory, if you by using this integration runtime, you can do a practice session. Okay, you can do a testing session. So everything you can do that. But when you go to higher environment, or when you start at the actual development, then of course you need to have a separate integration runtime created, because this integration runtime runs on a public cloud. Okay, most of the companies prefer a private, right? A private WinData. The integration runtime, whatever we are utilizing it, it should come under their private network. So if you want, yeah, you can create by clicking a plus here, and you can go by creating the integration runtime. So there are different types of integration runtime available. I will explain you, when I'm coming to this topic. As of now, you can consider IR provides a compute power for your work. So then once the IR is created, we need to create a linked service. Linked service resembles if you want to connect to a data store, if you want to connect to a source, if you want to connect to a destination, if you want to connect to a reference data store, then of course you need to create a linked surface. So once after linked surface is created, then of course we need to connect with our data, right? I don't want to connect with all the data. I want a specific data. I want to connect with a specific data in a source. So then I need to create a data set accordingly. So once the IR is created, because this is a flow, we need to create it. So because link service depends upon a IR, data set depends upon the link service, and at last we need to create a pipeline. So pipeline is consist of a set of activities. So basically, you can consider if you have a single big task, obviously you are going to break down a task into separate things, right? So I can break down into a 10 small task, and I can do it, right? So this is how a pipeline need to be constructed. So inside a pipeline, you can have a number of tasks. Each and every task is going to do a each and every separate task for you. So these are all tasks are controlled by the control workflow. So basically between a one activity and then another activity, so you can control it. So when to so suppose see that activity 1 is there, activity 1 is connected with activity 2. If suppose activity 1 got succeeded, then I can run a activity 2. If suppose activity 1 got failed, I can't I should not run activity 2. I should run a activity 3. So these kind of controls we can have inside our pipeline. So this is all the important terminologies you need to know before creating anything in a data factory. First, you should create a IR, then you should create a link service, and third, you should create a data set, and at last, you need to create a pipeline. So first we will begin with some small example. Okay, as I said, as per our use case, I need to transfer one image file from one storage into another storage. So as I said, Microsoft is already provide a built-in templates for us. So it's good to start with those templates, and you and go day by day. Day by day you can improve your customization in that same pipeline, or you can start creating your own pipeline once you familiarize with what this copy task, what copy task will do, what data flow will do. Once you familiarize with these type of activities, then you can go ahead and implement your own custom task also. I'm clicking ingest. As of now, I'm going to do a built-in copy task. So these run one schedule tumbling window, these are all the triggers I'll be explaining later. Okay, as of now, focus on a simple thing. Okay, built-in task copy task. I'm clicking on next. Second, as I said, first I checked IR is there. I need not to create an IR. Second, link service. First, there it is asking a link service connection. That is a source data store. I need to source. I need to give a configuration for a source data store. So first one, I need to pick up a source type. So ADF provides a different kind of source, source types or destination types. So we can connect to a n number of sources. Okay, there are some limitation is there. ADF is building. Microsoft is providing day by day. They are adding one more sources. Okay, as of now, so we are going to utilize the Azure Blob Storage as a source. Uh, Okay, I hope no. I hope you all know what is Azure Blob Storage. If you don't know, I have a separate playlist for Azure storage. You can go and watch over there. So so as of now connection, I don't have any connection listed right here. I have a storage created in my portal, but I don't have any connection created here. That's why it's not showing anything. I need to click a plus connection, create a connection. So here, this is where I am creating a link service. So what I'll do, I'll put source blob storage. So it's always good to put some description about the link service. This linked service blob storage. So basically, if you have a own IR created, then you need to pick a IR here. As of now, I'll be picking auto resolve integration runtime. I will explain you what is auto resolve integration runtime. Okay. One more important thing here is once you selected the integration runtime, you need to provide how I'm going to authenticate it. Okay, either through by because storage sitting in somewhere, ADF sitting somewhere. Okay, ADF should talk to a storage. Okay, so how my storage authenticate this ADF, either through by a account key or a SASE or a these authentication methods or a different topics I will be covering in future. So basically, as of now, I'll go by a account key. So if you choose authentication type, you need to provide those values, correct? There are two ways to provide those values. One is either you can, pick it from here by a drop down. Usually, people won't do this. Though the industry standard, it's always is good to use a Azure Key Vault. So I don't, as of now, I don't have any Key Vault. I'll explain how to connect a Key Vault when we create our own pipelines. Start creative. This is just a beginning. Okay. Uh, from Azure subscription. I'm going to choose from Azure subscription. You can choose subscription here, and you can choose. There are two storage account I have created. One is blob storage, and another one is ADLS storage. Two storage account. Basically, this is a two storage area. Consider this. If you don't know familiar, if you're not familiar with the storage account, I don't want to confuse. Okay, just two storage area. That's it. So I'm going to choose a blob as my source. Okay, and connection properties, it's always good to add a annotation here. Okay, this is a first pipeline. I'll put easy cloud trip first pipeline build. It's always good to add an annotation, and also it is always good to give proper comments, and also it is good to have a proper tagging. So basically these and all very helpful when if your resources inside your resource group will grow. At the time it will be very helpful for us to filter out. And I'm going to test it. So always, before creating a link service, it's always good to test your connection. So I'll be creating this one. Link service will be published immediately. See, as I connected to a Git repository, it is showing me some information. It is providing a information. So as a data factory cannot store credential in a Git, this changes will publish it immediately. This may cause an master branch and publishes or depends upon the link service. To avoid immediate publish of a link service, recommend you Azure Key Vault. Yes. So since I have selected from the drop down, okay, the authentication, I have chosen authentication as account key. I have selected from the drop down. So since the keys, okay, whatever keys no is going to, is not recommended to store in any of the Git repository. Okay, if you, that's why ADF is communicating a message that since whatever configuration you have given, okay, is a direct is a, like a direct key basically. We cannot store any password directly into a git repo, right? So that's why here password is similar to a access key. If anyone is having an access key, they can access the Azure storage. Okay, so that's why it is saying since you are not using the key vault thing, it is not secure to store anywhere. So that's why we are publishing directly. That's a message it is giving us. I'm clicking OK. This is fine for practice session or for your practice, okay, but it is not always recommended for industry standards. Okay, people won't give directly an access key while creating the link service. They use always a key vault. It's good practice to always use a key vault. So file or folder, I'm going a browse for here I need to select my root folder. Okay, I don't have any root folder here. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll go to portal.azure.com. I will show you storage, and we will create one container and also one folder. So you can go for a storage account. You can pick your storage, go to a container. I'm going to create one container here. I will give source, access level as container, anonymous access, and I'm going to create it. The access level also is important here. Okay, for a practice, for a demo session, I'll give being an public or anonymous access. But in real time scenario, you should not use this level of access. It should be authenticated by using a SAS key or some access keys. Okay, so I have created a container. Okay, what I'll do, as I said in the Azure storage playlist, it's always good to go by a Storage Explorer browser, or else you can download a Storage Explorer. You can use, create from storage. You can connect and manipulate your storage area using a Storage Explorer. So I'll go for a block container, go inside a source. I'm going to add one directory as root. Okay. So this is my source area. In the source area, what I'm having, I have one container source, and inside one container, I have a root directory. Okay, this is what I have created it. I'll go. I'll show you destination storage also. Go for a storage account, ADLS. Go to a container. Same thing, container. Okay, and container. And here I'm going to add a container. Container is mandatory. Okay, you need to have a container. So here what I'm going to do, like here, I'm not going to create a root directory. Okay, I just want to like import ashes from the source. Okay, that's my idea. That's what we are going to do. So here, this is my source, this is my destination. Block container, source, here my source. And why it is not showing any root folder, because this accepts like at least one file, at least some dummy file or a dummy file. So then only it will start show here. Okay, that's why it is not, we have created a root directory, it is not showing here, right? So at least we should have only one, at least we should have one file, then it starts show. What I'll do, I'll create another root. I'll be placing one some small image file here. Roads. Wait. Okay, I'll put one small image file here. I'm sorry. I need to click upload. Then I can able to drag and drop. Image is now uploaded. Okay. So you always know it's good practice to download the Storage Explorer, and you can connect through by your Storage Explorer, and you can place your file. Because in most of the scenarios you won't get access to a portal.azure.com in a real time scenario. Okay. This is a file, this is a image I'm migrating from one storage into another storage. I hope you understood the source part. Okay, this is my source storage, this is my source container. Inside the source container I have one root directory. Inside the root directory I have a file. So I want to migrate this file into a destination storage. That is what I'm going to do. So coming back to idf, so here you can click on browse, you can click source directory. Just you see, I just selected the container alone, because I want to move a directory also to my container. I want to basically, I will explain you, okay, like what are the types of hierarchy we having. So here this option, I don't want to put, I want just want to a binary copy. Binary copy is nothing but whatever the file format. Okay, I want to copy as is. Okay, whatever the file is placed in the source, I want to just take a exact replica of into my destination store. That's a binary copy. The comparison, I don't want any comparison. Okay, and recursively, that's it. Recursively is also important, because if you have a 10 folders, inside the 10 folders, if you have any files, that files also should if you want that files also should copy it to the destination, then you can mark it as recursively. So basically it will traverse into a subfolders and it will look for a file. That's the meaning here. Okay, and I'm clicking on next. That's all about source configuration. Next, I need to configuration. I need to give a configuration for a destination data store. Here, my destination data store ADLS Gen 2. Click connection. Gen 2. This is ADLS Gen 2. I'll go by a default IR. Here also, I'll go by a default account key. Free trial. ADLS. I'll test connection. That's it. The same information is displayed here. It is directly publishing into a master. Okay, we need not to create a pull request to move into a master. Since we are not utilizing the keyword, it directly publishing into a master branch. So folder path, same thing, I need to select a folder. So coming to compare, I don't want any compare. So this is the interesting part. So basically, copy behavior is a one thing which is important, and you need to understand it. So basically, I want to for ours and as of I'll be explaining this in deep in later, a little bit later. Okay, as of now, what is our scenario? I want to copy the directory also, right? So basically, if you want to copy the exact replica, okay, as a source, including a folder structure. Okay, okay. If you don't follow the folder structure, what it will do? It will just copy all the files from a source, and it will put under a one no, inside a container. It won't create any directory structure for us. Okay, suppose say that my file is under a root directory. If I follow the preserve hierarchy, it will create a root directory and it will put my file under the root directory. If I don't follow the preserve hierarchy, what it will do? It will pick the file from the root directory, and it won't put under a root directory in a destination store. It will put directly inside a container. It won't create any directory for me. So that's the difference between the copy behavior of flatten hierarchy and the preserve hierarchy. Okay, and I'm clicking next. So that's all. My source is ready. My source configuration is ready. My destination configuration is ready. I have created a link service. Okay, so here it is asking what is your task name. I'll give a copy from blob to ADLS task description. This copies the image file from blob to ADLS. Okay. So these are all we will be covering a little later while we are creating. We can do a lot of customization inside a copy activity that we are going to see it. Okay. As of now, skip this one. Next. So this is the overall configuration. Okay. These are all the tasks it's going to create it. Okay, I'm clicking next. So basically it is not okay. Basically the copy data tool is creating a copy activity for us. Okay, just it is creating a pipeline for us. It has created a pipeline. I'm clicking an edit pipeline here. So this is a pipeline, okay, created by the copy data tool. Okay, I didn't came and I didn't add anything. It just next, I'll give configuration. It is created a pipeline. That's it. Okay, if you want a direct copy, you can go use a copy data tool. That's a simple tool. Okay, but if you want any customization, then of course you can't able to use a copy data tool. You need to come here. You will need you can do a lot of more customization here, and you can proceed with that one. So now let's start now checking the things. Before that, I'll click on auto save. I want to save my work always. Okay. First, you need to validate it. Validation is very important. You need to validate it. While validation, if suppose any misconfiguration happened, it will show an error to us. Okay. So once it's validated successfully, then I'm going to debug it. So basically, I hope you know the scenario. You use the you. I hope you all know the use case. I'm going to copy this image from source to our destination. Okay, now data factory. I'm just clicking on debug. Okay, debug is equivalent to the running of a pipeline. Okay, it is actually running the pipeline. Okay, and actually it's going to do a task for me. I'm testing the task. It's going to do a task for me. So once this task is successful and my scenario is satisfied, then I can schedule this pipeline for every 1 hour or every 2 hour or every 3 hour, depending upon the requirement. Now it is succeeded. The most interesting thing is this two input and okay, two things, three things are there. Okay, one is actually the first important thing is pipeline run ID. Okay, pipeline run ID is the most important thing. This is a unique ID across the your data factory or across the globe. So basically, like you will get a unique ID for each and every pipeline. Okay, inside that pipeline ID, so you will be having a lot of tasks here. So I have a copy this task. Okay, so for a copy task, three things will be there. One is input, one is output, and one is monitor. So input, if you see the input, uh, so it will be both input and output resembles in a JSON format. Okay, so if you see the input, like it clearly say that where it is picking the file, and what is the source type, what is the sync type, and what are these are all the configuration given by us.